All right.
Yes.
Good morning, Milton Hopkins, Principal Jones Valley Middle School, Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins, for agreeing to do this short interview with me. I have just four questions for you
Okay.
concerning your perspectives on schools and your leadership and decision making
Okay.
and your learning organization. Question number one. What things are important in being able to take on new ideas and responsibilities of change leadership?
Okay. I think things that are important in that would be creating a sense of trust, um, having an available structure that works for your organization, maintaining a level of consistency and communication. Trust, because in order to change any organization, it's going to require multiple factors of individuals working together and collaborating. So there's going to be a finite level of communication that has to occur, but within that communication, there has to be a level of trust that's established between the individuals that are participating. Um, Structure and consistency kind of go hand in hand because um, your structure is going to guide all of the things that you're doing, and the consistency with which you do them will help to lead to whether it's effective or not. You try something one day, it might not work. Not necessarily a good idea to give up on it, but maybe go back to the drawing board, tweak it. Being consistent in whatever your structure is will allow you to determine whether or not it actually is a structure that works for you.
Great. Leading to our next question. When leading change, how do you build shared leadership and decision making with others?
Well, I think these questions, it kind of lends to your initial question because in order to build shared leadership, you have to first have a collaborative atmosphere where you're sharing decision making, accountability, resources. There's a sense of sharedness that is your culture. Your culture then lends to the leader being able to implement distributive leadership amongst those that he or she has put in places to actually implement what it is that you're communicating. No one person does it alone, and so certainly a core team of individuals that have a clear objective that is shared amongst those in that leadership capacity uh, leads to both distributive leadership as well as shared accountability.
Excellent. My next question also leans towards school culture.
Mhm.
How do you build an ability to support a culture of learning at the school?
Okay. Well, I think the first thing that you do, anytime you see the word culture, you want to I think of things that reflect what your practices are. So, in the sense that you're trying to build a culture of learning at the school, you want to make sure you're utilizing best practices. Best practices allow it to not become about you, but what has been proven through data and through, I guess, application practices that actually work. And that takes the you out of that situation and then provides individuals that you're going to ask to lead your organization with real time data that shows, hey, this does work if we implement this to fidelity. So I would definitely say implementing best practices as a starting point.
Excellent. Last question. How do you create an ability to empower a school leadership team that shares responsibility for the management of the learning organization?
Mhm. Now that's kind of a tough question, but I would say through self efficacy. Um, my My rationale would be, I believe in the things that I'm doing, that we're going to do. I believe I have the ability to make change in the things that we need to make change in. That's going to be a position of leadership that I'm going to model for those that I'm leading. Um, and there's I guess a trickle down effect that occurs, or domino effect that occurs as this self-efficacy model is led and demonstrated through leadership. Then it has a way of trickling down through your organization that, hey, we do indeed have the ability to empower the change that we want to see. And I also say through collaboration, which involves all levels of sharedness within your organization, the sharing again of objectives, goals, sharing of resources, sharing of responsibility and accountability that comes along with, hey, if it didn't work, then the people that are responsible for the implementation are the ones that we can go back to ask questions and to regroup.
Excellent. Thank you so much for spending a few moments answering questions for me. Your time is greatly appreciated.
Well, you're welcome. I hope it was helpful.